Good fake. The ball is not really badly thrown. Give credit to the defensive back.
Looking for Jared Meckler down there.
This is what Washington does. They just get them in bunches. They get on a roll and cook.
What is a Prexy?
A president. I think College of Washington and Jefferson in Washington County are the presidents. These are the little Prexies.
Here's Thomas, who had the touchdown run, cuts it inside, positive yardage to about the 48-yard line. Gain, let's call it 4. We talk about average yards on first down. We know it's a huge stat, and you can kind of explain what we're doing here.
Well, again, it's a basic play, but effective. Just a power pitch, getting a lot of people out in front of the runner. 5-yard gain with the possibility of, with that speed, breaking any one of those pitches when you get a good runner to wide field like that.
Is 4 yards plus on first down acceptable to you?
Outstanding. Again, you can use anything in your playbook after this.
Thomas, the motion man. They'll go with a big fullback. This is Ward. He's into the secondary. Has a first down and more. He's still going inside the 30, the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 27 yards and a first down for J.R. Ward.
Against Beaver Falls in the WPIAA championship, J.R. took off on a touchdown run. It looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Okay, that's the beauty of this offense. You set people up, you're going wide, and all of a sudden you pop that fullback through there in a quick trap. And he was running like a tailback there at excellent power, speed.
Ward has over 1,000 yards and over 100 points scored this season.
Washington knocking again at the Penn Argyl 25-yard line. They'll pound Ward. This time they're on it after a gain of about 1 in the first half. Gordon, you talked about this team trailing Bishop McCourt 7-0, and then went for 35 unanswered points to the break at halftime.
They lit the firecracker and it just went off. And this is how they go. And they're very, very emotionally charged team. We saw that with the West Allegheny and Rochester. These WPIAL teams come in here with a lot of emotion, and they're riding that momentum right now.
Derek Ashmoro on that stop on that last carry by Ward held him to a yard as they try and get the lead for the first time today. Here comes Thomas. He flies in to about the 20. That's a gain of about 4 and a very tricky 3rd and 5 coming deep in Penn Argyl territory as they officially marked out of the 20-yard line. This is a play they've been running all afternoon.
We're still in 4-down territory, and that they really haven't stopped the pitch. I'd like to see them come back to that at least one more time out of the next 2 plays.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the field goal package is out right now.
Never.
Never, but
put the T away.
Never. Never means not happening today. 3rd and 6 officially as Regula comes under. Play action. He's going to keep it himself, and they get on it at the 20-yard line. And did he lose it? Not sure if the ground caused the fumble or not. They say it did. Meckler is there on the stop. Also there is Weber again. Weber's had a heck of a game for Penn Argyl. 6 foot, 190-pound junior.
It appeared he was looking to throw down that far sideline, and everything was clogged up, so he tried to scramble.
Let's go down to Mike Conti real quick. Mike?
No discussion on this. The Prexies will go for it on 4th down. The footing just too bad. This is a makeable field goal attempt. It would be about 35 yards with the wind, but the footing just too bad. No discussion.
Well, they're going to field position if they don't get it.
Gula crosses in. Ball is tipped, almost intercepted by DeFelice, but it's good enough to stop the Washington drive.
How about the drop DeFelice makes? That was like big-time drop for a linebacker. Look, watch him jump back in there in that slant.
Perfect position.
Wow, that's good coaching. That's just a good football player right there.
Well, that's also good adjustment by their defensive staff, because what they've done is they put a front and back on Skaggs. They think that's the favorite guy. They dropped a linebacker to help out in coverage.
Good stuff. And I would have thrown that slant too. I thought that was there, and just good defense.
Well, you still feel pretty good because Washington has the better of the field position here with their having to go 80 yards.
Here's McGinley. He tucks it under there and gets about 5 yards. Doesn't look like much, and then all of a sudden after he's done stretching it out, he's got 5.
Well, I guess we got to a point now where you just have to say that Penn Argyl does look like much, because they just keep hanging in there, and they've done this now for 14 games. They're going into a fourth quarter situation here soon. Tied 12-12 in a state championship game.
It's been a great game today here in the AA championship, and we welcome everybody around Pennsylvania here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Washington needs another stop here so they can get field position back.
Kinley again, there's just nothing there.
No gain.
No light under that door at all to the 26 with forward progress.
This would be a good time to bring a little blitz. Penn Argyl hasn't hesitated to go to the passing game. If they try to run, it just turns into a run blitz.
Really, that defense, except for Moses, is not a big defense. It's just a lot of tough kids who move pretty quickly off the line of scrimmage.
DeBoer going into the shotgun. They've had one snap go over his head, but he salvaged yards out of it. This time the snap is good. He's got time, got a man open. It's DeFelice. He's got the first down, yards after the catch to the 37-yard line, a gain of 11. Well, somebody missed an assignment. Might be an outside linebacker, because DeFelice leaked out and was wide open. There he is coming in.
They had no one cover the flat. Give credit to the offensive line.
Well, yeah,
excellent pass blocking.
DeFelice has only caught 15 passes all year, so not would have been the key guy to be looking for to catch that pass.
Well, 16 was a biggie because it moves the chain, gives him a first down, and gives him somewhat better field position. Now he fumbled the exchange and then runs it at Dan Moses. Boy, 76 is a load in there for Washington.
Love his quickness. Like you can see why he's D1, because you not only have to be big, you got to be quick. You got to have some great feet. You got to move, and well, he's shown us that in a couple different ways.
See, West Virginia, though, they're running a spread now. It's not the old style that they've been running, so they need a little quicker movement on their offensive line with new coach Rich Rodriguez down there, because they run that no back, 5 wide, you know, spread offense there.
Well, he's tailor-made for that. Close to home. Of course, Washington not very far from Morgantown.
Only about a 45-minute ride down I-79. He fumbled another one. This time Washington's on it. Fumble and a third turnover of the quarter. And I believe Giles on the recovery.
Tom Giles, it looks like, Jed. That's right. His numbers are tough to see right now.
It looks like the quarterback just dropped it.
Well, I appreciate the help from the truck there, because they're looking too, so they're passing along the information.
Those numbers
I'm grateful.
Wow, now this is where, if you want to win a state championship, you got to lock down the hatch right here and make a play.
Well, this is a huge opportunity for them. They've gotten 6 points off turnovers in this quarter. Last time Penn Argyl was able to turn it over on downs. Here they go with Gragula. Pull it back, looks.
Good play.
That's close to grounding. I don't see any eligible receiver around that. That's close. There is not one eligible guy anywhere where that ball was thrown.
I'm looking for one.
You too? Here it is.
On the screen.
A lot of linemen, a lot of 70 numbers in there.
Well, there's Skaggs up the sidelines, maybe 20 yards deeper than the throw.
Well, you give him the benefit of the doubt. Ball slipped out of his hand.
Yeah. Did you ever hit a slice?
So they're looking at 2nd and 10. Here comes Thomas. This has been a staple play.
Whoa.
Oh, got walloped by McKinley.
What a hit.
Oh, lowered the boom at the 34.
Yeah, but you got to love him. He gets up shaking his head. No problem. No problem. Good hit. Watch
Sometimes
this.
when you get hit hard like that, man, that's our hit of the day right there.
Travis Thomas, though, the guy getting hit is just as tough. He jumps right up. Don't you love it? What a great game. Oh, my.
That's the way you teach tackling. Head up, bring the legs, wrap, follow through.
3rd and 9 for Washington. They got that fumble recovery by Giles, and they're trying to cash in on it here. Pass is caught. On the outside, it's close to a first down. Kenny Evans leans to about 25. They'll go on 4th down.
Coach, when you run with these 2 wing backs, though, you have 1 fullback. It's really tough for you to run a power game with a full house look in the backfield.
Well, when they bring that 1 slot back in motion and pitch the ball, I mean, it's student body left and right, has as much power as you can get.
How's this for a stat? Not 1 penalty yet.
And sometimes when they want a lead blocker, they'll bring him in short motion and center the ball and have him lead through the dive hole with the fullback following. So
4th and 1 to keep the drive alive. J.R. Ward, who had a big run in this quarter, though. Handoff, Thomas slipped, still fighting. I don't think he got there. He hit that soft spot that Mike Conti says is in the kind of the middle of the field where he got that pitch.
But McGinley got in there.
Not going to get there.
Jed, I'm sorry. McGinley came in really strong.
well, right there.
And then DeFelice cut him out.
How often we called those guys names on both sides of the ball?
The problem when you have to go wide on the field like this and make a sharp cut, you lose your footing, as occurred there.
Let's go down to Mike Conti here real quick. Mike?
Jed, one of the reasons why Penn Argyl may be having trouble holding on to the football, their ball boys and girls just had the ball exposed with a towel covering it. Washington has the balls in garbage bags with a granular substance called ball be dry, keeping the ball dry. Penn Argyl is not controlling a larger dry ball.
That's a very interesting tale that he brings up right there. There's the big play by
Darnell Barnes. 6'2", 175. He's showing some stuff. This is a stage, a kid like this. He's obviously a kid, as a tweener. I don't know what he does in the classroom. This kid's got a Division I AA look to his play.
End of the 3rd quarter. We go down the stretch right back where we started at 12-12. Great football game here in AA between Penn Argyl and Washington. And while we have you, delighted to have you as we go into the 4th quarter. 141 cable systems representing 2.8 million homes and 9 million state residents. That's today's television audience for the 2001 PIAA football championships and this AA championship. And a big hello to all the family, friends, and fans in the Commonwealth associated with this high school championship.
We said from the outset that the ball boys and ball girls would be the most important individuals on the sideline.
Right, we'll see if we can't get a camera maybe over the Washington side, see what Mike's talking about. And let's have a look at the state map, if you will, where everybody is. Here's where Washington is, about a 4-hour ride or so.
In the WPIAL. Of course, all 4 champions from the West came from the WPIAL, and I think folks were thinking sweep coming into this game after yesterday's 2 wins.
All right, let's go down to Mike Conti right now. Mike, go ahead and explain what we're looking at.
All right, Jed, here's what I'm talking about. You see the 2 balls there in that garbage bag. That means it's not exposed to the weather. Also, there's that granular substance in there. It's called ball be dry. That keeps a dry ball. On the Penn Argyl sideline, they aren't doing that. They're just using a towel to cover the ball. They're playing with a football that's more wet. Remember, the offensive team uses the balls off their sideline.
Doesn't matter what ball you have, just hang on for dear life as Washington brings the heat.
And that was a coverage sack.
There's
Everybody was blanketed in the secondary.
How tough is this young man, Gordon?
And that was a little bit of a blindside hit. Now he sees him coming. There's a little bit of a hold there. -10 on that play.
Monte Johnson finally got there. There's Moses.
Moses was being held.
Tough not to hold that young man.
But you know that
self-defense.
Cortez goes with a shotgun deep in his own territory. They're going to call timeout, I believe.
And Argyl uses a timeout. 11:15 to go.
But you talk about the winning edge in weather like this. Little things like how you take care of the footballs. Cleat cleaners, making sure that you got some traction. You get too much mud on the bottom of your shoe there, and you're going to be slipping.
I saw where Washington was. Let's go to the Eastern champion, and they're outside of Allentown, about 30 miles or so. Penn Argyl, PA. Gordon?
The slate belt.
The slate belt. All right. So there it is in the Lehigh Valley, District 11.
It's the Lehigh Valley, but it's real close to the Delaware River. Wind Gap is one of those towns up there in Penn Argyl country.
As we look at them, I mean, Again, they never passed the look test, but the look test that really matters, 14-0, and they're here.
The only look,
they are the Hoosiers of this.
Those lights over there in that scoreboard as we look towards the arena. That's the look test.
When they've got, when they got your name up there on the board, your side. There's some of the Washington staff. Well, the tension builds a little bit. The overtime will explain exactly what that is. I think we might be headed to extra frames here.
Oh, Nelly.
Back is DeBoard on 3rd and 26. Now he can run, but he got tripped over his own guy.
And he had some open space there, but he had a long ways to go to get a first down.
Andrew Argyl, he stepped over him.
He had halfway to Middletown to get there, get a first down.
Middletown's the next town over from Hershey.
Oh.
Tripped over his own guy, and he knew it.
Washington has specialized in blocking punts.
Block 2 against McCourt. Both turned into touchdowns in that blitzkrieg of a second quarter in the Western Championship game.
Again, the snap and the middle of that field where Mike has been talking about down on that sideline. The middle is really soft.
Here they come.
He just got it up there. It's a 9-iron shot, but it's effective. He got it out of there. Sensational field position here for Washington at the Penn Argyl 30-yard line.
There's a hanky down on the 3-yard line.
Do they got a roughing down there?
They got a roughing.
Really? Well, I was looking at the flight of the ball. I missed that entirely.
Here we go. Here's the picture.
Whoa. Huge penalty.
Oh, he slid into him.
He rolled in. Is that a 5 or a 15? Looks like a 15.
Looks like a 15-yarder.
So we're going to hear from Robert Tinsley, the head referee, here momentarily.
Oh, I didn't get a number, sorry.
So here he comes.
We have a 5-yard running into the kicker on the defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
They got lucky.
4th down.
See, I thought he got...
Ben Borkowski was the guy who slid in there, and he couldn't help it. He made a great effort, and he really, hit the floor.
Let me ask you this. Since you got the kick out of there, do you try it again? I mean, you seem to me like you're playing some roulette here a little bit.
I'd try it again. I mean, they've been so successful blocking punts.
That's what
but
I mean.
Always the danger you fear. When you
give them the
come
ball.
after it, you oftentimes will rough the punter.
Yeah, they're going return here. They got 3 guys back. They're going return.
Well, they had the ball at the 30. We'll see if they get anything back. This time he had a long drive.
He touched it.
And he recovers, so they got it back. They gain, let me look, 23 yards in field position on that penalty.
Yep.
So it worked out well. You'd have done that if you were in the game. 37-yard punt. They got it out of there.
Still great field position, though.
I love playing second guess with you there. I lost that round. Convincingly. 12-12 with 10-17 left. That's a big break because they did get that field position back instead of having it at the Penn Argyl 30. Washington's got a long journey now from their own 47. Real long in this kind of condition. Here's Ward into the secondary. Has 5, has 10, and a whole lot more to the 35-yard line.
Great fake from the quarterback there.
Also, Ward is not your typical fullback.
18 yards and a first down for Washington.
He has running back speed again. Nice cut.
Big hole there, Coach, though.
Got a wide stride, which is good in this type of field situation to keep your balance.
Everybody found somebody to block and get a pad on there. That was a great execution by the Prexies, little Prexies.
There's Ward again.
Why not?
This time flies forward. He's got 6 or 7 yards to the 27 or 28-yard line.
That's good coaching. Repeat a successful play. They came right back with it.
Well, they're just going behind their big thoroughbred offensive line right now. This is the guys that really Mills,
also,
Moses.
again, good running back skills. He tried to use that hand for balance and got another yard or 2.
Sapula, Giles.
What about the game Sapula's playing with that big protective device on his right ankle that he broke? I mean, this kid's just slugging it out in there.
Rain begins to pick up as Ward picks his way to, let's say, the 26. He's short of a first down.
Same play 3 times in a row.
4 down territory.
Absolutely.
And why not? And it's
now,
just
remember last time they went wide and they slipped.
Jordan Hood in on the stop. There he
It
is.
might be better served just going straight ahead, putting it in the hands of the fullback.
I think I'd put Dan Moses back there and do a little bit of refrigerator Perry.
That's dangerous when you get those linemen involved there. They usually have bad hands.
They've been all chewed up. Here's Thomas. This is going to staple play, and they strung that out. He's going to have the first down. He needed the 25, and that's where he got pushed out.
Jared Meckler again. Man.
Well, they went wide, and this time they got it. Not by much, but first down.
There's Meckler in on the stop, pushed him out. I'm impressed with Thomas, 6'1", 190 pounds. He's got some pop to him after he takes contact.
The score here would be huge, realizing the weather and how difficult it would be to come back.
How's this for a prediction? Next score wins, period, even if we have to go to overtime.
You're talking about Penn Argyl, though. They have been amazing.
I know, you say that, and they just bounce off the deck, don't they? Here comes Ward. First down and more. He's still going to the 9-yard line.
Jed,
He's
remember,
been huge in the second half, a gain of 16.
you talk about it all the time when you talk about that 1992 game with Cumberland Valley. They won the state championship with John Ritchie shedding tacklers.
That's a quick trap. He ran over one. He ran over two.
It wasn't, or maybe it was a Ritchie-like run. Now the fullback for the Raiders.
A lot of good fullbacks
This
in
is great.
tournament.
Watch this running here. Body lean. The first thing the tackler's hitting his shoulders and forearms. And he's bringing that high knee action.
You love the fullback, don't you?
I love the fullback.
Here he goes again. This time they string him out.
That time they were waiting.
But a day like this, the fullback is, you just sit and ride the horse.
Absolutely.
Justin Duncan held his ground on that one.
Ward, 11 carries for 86
We would always
yards.
tell our fullbacks, though, you're not going to get the ball unless you become a blocker first. Some of them forgot that aspect of it.
They got to do a little of both.
J.R. Ward was the leading rusher for the Little Prexies, and they've gone to him now, and it's money time.
Well, he's been the big Prexy right now in the second half. Got a whistle.
Well, he delivers them to the promised land here. He'll be Mr. President this week.
By the way, you know that one roughing the kicker, that was the first penalty that we've had in the football game today. I mean, that's how well played it's been. Really a true testament as to how the quality of these two teams. Thomas again. I think that's Thomas. Nope, Vontae Johnson. It is Thomas.
All of a sudden, Penn Argyl realizes they have to stop these guys here, and they have played with great urgency on these first two snaps of the series.
I thought he had a little running room to the outside. He made an inside cut, and number 44 makes the big tackle.
I'm going to check in with Mike Conti right now. I see the rain picking up a little bit as Washington going for a potential state championship touchdown here. Mike, what do you have?
Easily the hardest rain of the day. Also, the wind is picked up. If the Prexies do not convert here, look for them to go for it on fourth down. Not good field goal weather.
3rd and 8, thank you. Going to do a double handoff. Coming around the other way is Bollock. Can he get to the flag? He's by, and he's at the 1-yard line. He reached and lunged, and he got close.
Great call.
You got that right. Little misdirection.
And
so knocked him out.
I like how
this is that play they set up to the left with the power pitch, but this time they gave it on the end around.
Look at the players now over on our side. Resulting to Washington fans
that
to
looked
come
pretty
to their
close
feet.
to getting in. Now the knee's down. Good call by the official.
Yeah, he's right there.
What an effort. What an effort, though.
Official was right there, and a timeout for Washington. Let's go to Mike Conti again, who's standing right down there on that sideline. What kind of situation footing-wise and anything else you can see for us down there?
Well, I'm sure you guys have noticed this. This drive, it seems like Washington is trying to get to the sideline, go outside, run towards the sideline. The reason why that is, between the hash marks, the footing really is not as good as it is closer to the sideline. It would not surprise me here if Washington ran another sweep play here towards the boundary where the footing is a little bit better. Of course, Guy Montecalvo could also gamble and maybe try a play-action pass here, but I don't know if Coach Penton would agree with that.
J.R. Ward, sound good to you?
I still love that fullback in close. I'm going behind that big lineman who's headed to West Virginia.
Right now, Coach Montecavo is batting .333 on 4th down conversions, 1 for 3, so he's going to try to go to 500 right here.
Well, this is the biggest yard Washington has had maybe in their school's history right here. One of them anyway. It ranks.
It'll be memorable. It'll go into the history books. As he said to his kids, you have a chance to go make some history.
Again, you're concerned about the snap here. And Argyl, they're going to be in a goal line defense. They're going to be penetrating.
Best thing to do, though, is just go with a quarterback sneak.
Ball is at the half-yard line. I mean,
that's a good call. Either the quarterback sneak or the fullback. Let's see what they do.
Run it right over Cohen. Somebody may have moved. I think Penn Argyl may have.
Yep. They may have.
I don't think that's on Washington.
Zone.
You can't. In high school football, you can't get back. Once you're over, you're over.
Once you penetrate that imaginary plane.
This against Penn Argyl. I mean, there's no
We
room.
have a dead ball foul, encroachment on the defense. Half the distance, 4th down.
Half the distance of what? 3 inches? Well, they get a little
It really doesn't hurt Penn Argyl that much.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be aggressive.
I like
mean,
the old rule. You know, if the defensive guy could get back, this just disrupts the game. Sometimes you'll have 5 or 6 of these a game, and it just takes away from the contest. It's been this way for about 10 years.
They need an inch. Handoff Ward, touchdown. The fullback is in, and Washington is on the lead for the first time, 18-12, with 6:33 remaining. And they ran behind the young man going to West Virginia, Dan Moses.
And did he make a great block or what?
He exploded out of there.
I think we
I'm sure I'd like to have his pancake record. It must be over a couple hundred this year.
I think
I'd say.
I think I know who the tackle's going to be on the all-tournament team.
Yeah, he's pretty much a lock now.
We're still going to
gonna still do the extra
put our
point
faith
thing.
in the extra point.
Snap down, up,
like we got
and it's good. That's a biggie. 19-12, 9-play, 53-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock. I don't know, gang, down in the truck if we have an end zone view of that touchdown. A close one. But let's see if we can have another look at the 1-yard plunge by J.R. Warder. Really, his running set that up. Let's have a look at this again. Coach, tell us what you're seeing here.
I'm seeing a pretty good line surge. In this weather, that's tough, and I think you'll see Moses in there clearing the way.
And they're good
Fullback
to go.
again. He does a super job with his body lean.
Now, Penn Argyl kind of just played that straight up. Do you try to get? Do you take a chance when they're so close?
Oh, you sell out. I mean, you bring everybody.
But to load over to where you think they were going to go behind their.
You think they're going to run behind a particular individual, you load up. You got to take some chances. Not a time to be conservative. You bring your D-backs, get them out of coverage, bring them off the edge.
That young man right there.
You just call that selling out when your back is to the wall.
Talk to me a little bit about him. Is he a first baseman, I hear? I know he's a DJ, plays music.
Just a great all-around talent. First baseman on the baseball team. Can you imagine the stick he swats?
It looks like a toothpick, I'm sure. This is that freshman we were talking about earlier, his second kickoff return of the day, and that's Waring. Man, it is really the wind and the rain. Let's check back in with Mike Conti. I mean, not only going up against pretty good defense, the elements are just so unfriendly right now, Mike.
With this one exception, Jed, Penn Argyl has the wind at their back right now. Here's a good chance with 6:27 to go, even though it is raining, for Penn Argyl maybe to try and air it out. Clearly the strongest rain of the day, the strongest wind of the day, but a chance for Penn Argyl now with the wind at their back to get at least a tying touchdown.
Down by 7. Here's McKinley.
Halfback pass.
He's going to throw it himself. Now I think he might run. No, he is going to load log. Up for DeFord, and almost caught the second time that time by Wilderson.
Wow, he came all the way over from the other side to help.
That's quarterback who was the eligible receiver. That was Jake DeBoard, the intended target.
He has a few options here. He's looking back. Right now, receivers have to come to the rescue and try to break and get open.
Oh, look who came up on him there.
Good coverage. Again.
2nd and 10 now for Penn Argyl. 6:16 left.
Washington in a 4-man front, expecting a pass.
Board looking long. Meckler and intercepted. What a sensational play by Dale Calloway. 4th turnover against Penn Argyl here in the 2nd half.
I tell you, have we seen some great secondary guys this weekend?
From Western PA, I don't know what there's in the water out there, but they've been great. All 3 of the secondaries from the West have been just super.
Put your good athletes back there, guys who can run.
And again, I bet they all are on the basketball teams.
Well, they're also in the track team. These guys are in the track team.
Yeah, we've talked too. If you have corners that you can really trust,
Remember
that
now,
just opens up so much more of your package.
Coach Maltacavo is the track coach at Washington, so he's got full range of the athletes at the school.
There's J.R. Ward, who's more of the shot put type guy. So about the 45, got maybe a yard. Now you're playing some clock now if you're Washington a little bit.
Right, I think you're going to see more of the fullback inside, but Penn Argyl seems to be pinching their lineman a little bit, shutting that down.
There would have been a good case for the tearaway jersey. You know,
I don't know if I'd want a tearaway jersey in a day like this.
I know you do a lot
I'd want somebody throwing a shirt on me as I went by.
I know you do a lot of pitching in this offense, but I just think you just go ahead and hand it off here. And that's your defense.
Well, yeah. You know, they've shown that they'll mix it up. You might see a pass coming up here. Little inside handoff.
It got nowhere.
He fumbled it.
Brian Cherry, did he fumble? Yes, he does.
It was a bad handoff all the way around.
Penn Argyl with a monster turnover.
Well, I just got done saying just go straight ahead with handoffs at this point. Play to your defense. Ouch. He tried. Coach, what do you call that play when it?
It was an inside counter play, and anytime you have backs running at high speed to take a handoff, it's more susceptible to losing it.
Each team with 4 turnovers now. All 4 Penn Argyls, though, have been here in the 2nd half. That's the first against Washington here in the 2nd half. Hand off McGinley. He flies forward. So with 5 minutes and change left, here comes Penn Argyl trying to march back in to this football game, down a touchdown.
Jetta just won't strike midnight for Cinderella here. They just hang in there and hang in there.
The slipper may not be made of glass, might be plastic, might be tough to break.
We might want to watch for McGinley again coming out of the backfield on that cross-country pattern.
All-weather
well,
boots.
They got him lined up in the I formation. Let's see what happens. Straight ahead.
And he's burrowed under there. Trapezzano and Mike Fish get him.
You were looking at two plays to get 5 yards.
territory for sure.
Yep. And they have enough time to go ahead and run the football like this.
And they got 2 timeouts remaining. You're always thinking ahead, obviously, a series. If you have to go back on defense, you're going to get at least 1 more opportunity after this, but they're running out of outs. Down by 7, looking at 3rd and 5. Looks like the board is changing the play, and they're going to use that 1 timeout right now.
Jeez.
I think Wilderson was lined out, and he couldn't get the play from DeBoard. Better to be safe than sorry. You can't really disagree with that timeout call right there.
Timeout. I mean, there's no point in trying to save them and have a delay, because 5 yards would really put you in a hole here. It would have been 3rd and 9.
Steady drizzle right now down there.
DeBoer is only a junior. Let's go down to Mike Conti. Mike, what do you have for us?
Guys, take a look at this. Here's Grgula, the Wash-Eye quarterback. Take a look at his hands. He's had trouble keeping bleeding under control on his hands for most of the 2nd half. He's been back and forth with the trainer. They're trying to get it under control. Keep an eye on this. With the cold weather, the ball feels a lot harder. If Washington gets the ball back, let's see how Grgula handles the football.
Good stuff down there today, Mike. What do you have, Gordon?
George Zurich tells us, as we've watched this game closely, Penn Argyl in the 2nd half, 2 plays, a fumble, 2 plays an interception, 5 plays a fumble, 4 plays a punt, 2 plays an interception. This is our most sustained drive of the football game, of the second half.
Ford is back. Keep in mind he's a threat to run. He'll throw. Pass caught. Got McGinley for the first down, and he really stays on his feet and then takes 3 Prexies to get him down.
He's his favorite target
McGinley
all
does
year.
it all. I got to believe his college scouts have to give him some attention. Looked like a deflection.
He's just a good, solid, fundamental football player.
Well, the Lehigh and Lafayette coaching staffs are very familiar with the football players in the Lehigh Valley. They've got to know about them.
Here's DeBoer back again. Trying to get a block. Now he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to save some time and got out of bounds. Lost about a half a yard. But again, a good heady play to save some time. 3:39 left.
Again, credit Washington's secondary. They had everybody in check.
It is really slick out there, guys, between the hash marks.
Well, you're on ice skates in there. You're sledding right now. Skating, rather.
They line up McGinley now back at the tailback spot.
19-12. Washington leads by 7. DeBoer is back. It's going to be a little bubble screen to DeFelice, and he dropped it. Probably good that he did drop it, because if he catches it, you get nowhere or lose yardage.
And the clock runs.
Javon Washington was right there.
I think that's a good call.
Great play
Had
by
most everybody fooled, but one man.
Great play by Javon Washington.
Little Javon, he's the Washington's version of Billy Toth.
Toth 5'4", 145. There you see him to the right of DeBoer. He's wearing number 30.
Javon is 5'4", 145. Big block kick against Bishop McCourt.
DeBoer
Okay, we got shotgun trips. Pass all the way.
3rd and 11, or a run. He's got it wide open.
He's got it.
If he can get a cutback, he's still going. First down, Penn Argyl. Oh, my. What a run by the quarterback, DeBoer, to move the chains.
And Javon had a shot at him, and he just was able to skate past him. Here's the replay.
Excellent field vision. Made a nice cut there. We're going to measure this.
Well, it's a heck of a game. They are going to measure just to make sure. He's got the first down. Half a football. Well, we're going down the stretch now. DeBoer with 11 carries, 11 runs for 18 yards.
Well, thinking ahead, if you score here, do you go for 1 or 2?
I go for 2, actually. I do not like what I've seen with a kicking game.
Absolutely.
You know, if I miss
you
it,
couldn't fault that call in a situation like this.
I'm supposed to ask you those questions.
Oh, I could put you on the spot from time to time.
Little role reversal now that you're not down there. Get after us a little bit. 3:06 left. They're going to go to McGinley.
Oh,
Breaks 1 tackle and gets about 3 or 4 and then gets caught up in the wash. Good play there by Washington.
That was the tailback post. Double down, tick out with the fullback. Again, they got a couple yards.
Ball at the 21. Tell you, with the elements that have been in play, with the rain, wind, cold weather, for these two teams to really keep most of their package in has been unbelievable. Here's DeBoer looking, gonna get dumped at the 24-yard line. And there's a big 15-yard penalty against Thomas, who drops DeBoer.
oh my. When DeBoer jumped back up.
The play is over when Thomas makes this hit.
Yep.
I mean, if you want, we can run this in real speed and you can see.
Well, when DeBoer jumped back up and looked like he kept running, I think that's when they thought, well,
I got news for you. He may have still been an eligible run.
they're going to pick it up.
because I think he was not rolled down, because he rolled over onto the legs. Let's go to Mike Conti. Mike.
That happened right in front of me, and I don't think he was down either. There was a late whistle in there, and it was pretty difficult to hear, actually. You're right. Tough 15-yard call to go against Washington, but at least from my view, it didn't look like DeBoer was down.
It is going to be a 15-yarder. Let's go to the referee. Here it is.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on the defense. Half the distance, result, automatic first down.
Even though he rolled over on top of the tackle, you're still counting as down, correct, Coach?
Well, again, that's the issue, but if they do roll it down, then it is a personal foul.
I don't think he was down.
But if
maybe there was an inadvertent whistle, and the play should have been dead, and the hit came after that.
Well, he spun it.
Washington defender thought the play was still alive.
Whoa! My goodness! What a wallop! Whoa! Tom Giles. Wow. How does McGinley hold that football?
6'2", 250 senior, and he does not want to go home without a gold medal.
It appears Washington's a little upset with that call there, the way they reacted.
144, 143, as you can see, in counting.
What a big play that you won from your defense. Put in a 2nd and long, and you do it in a way that you get your people pumped up.
19-12, Washington.
Watch McGinley out of the backfield, cross country.
Into the end zone, and it is intercepted. And he comes out of the end zone, and that's a break for Penn Argyl.
Right. Well, it's pretty tough.
Darnell Barnes.
You know, to have your presence, he should have just taken a knee, and they would have got it on the 20. But
Barnes' 2nd interception of the day. And that we'll see it. Penn Argyl with just 1 timeout remaining.
Again, he was looking for McGinley on the cross country. He was covered. Went to the secondary receiver, who basically was double covered.
Again, he isn't going to have much room at about the 1-yard line down there. He can't take a knee. Well, he could, I guess, but then they'd have to give it back up. But there really isn't much room to the safe play, quarterback sneak, and now they have the room to operate where they can just count the clock out. Penn Argyl will use their last time out.
Yep.
Well, they got 1 to use. They're not going to use it here.
Isn't it amazing, guys, on paper and even on film and looking at the games this season, you would think Washington, with all the great stats and all the great speed, was going to just come in here and take off and fly. But Penn Argyl just played so tough. They've done it all year. They hang around, and it turned into one whale of a football game.
And I think the field conditions helped them. It's a great equalizer. But again, you have to give them credit. As you said, I think they came in here emotionally with the edge. On paper, they were a definite underdog.
We have a dead ball, false start on the offense. Half the distance, repeat 2nd down.
And that's a key.
Stops the clock here.
But it did drain some time, though. Because I think
42 seconds left.
One more snap could do it. All depends on when the official wants to start that
You don't
clock.
want to have to take a punt here. You'd be better off taking a safety if it gets down to 4th down.
There's no way I punt out of that end zone.
There's no reason to. In fact, take it and run around back there.
Washington looking for their first state championship.
Now, Penn Argyl may have jumped.
Yep. And if that's the case, that's a huge 5-yard penalty. Here comes Grigula, the senior quarterback, over to the sideline in front of us. That's what